There once was a squirrel and her name was Lil Red. She ate some bad peaches that went to her head. She stumbled and staggered home to her bed. And when she woke up in the morning, she said, "Let's listen. Lil Red, Lil Red, she goes where no other squirrels tread. Squirrel!"
Squirrel, hello. Hey, y'all. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. My apologies for keeping you waiting. Hey, SC Johnson, Mama T, Cherie. Thank you for being my new moderator, Cherie. Ginger Lee, what's up? I'm glad you're all here. Hey, Camilla. You were reading some quotes of Jim Bob from Court today. The judge put him in his place. I was not aware of that happening today. There's just been so much other stuff going on. Can y'all hear me okay? Because I'm back on my I can't get this one to work either. So I don't know what's going on. It must be my computer. I might have to. Hell, I don't know. This was a last minute decision to plug in this camera and mic and try it. So did that girl forget again? Oh, sorry. I didn't forget. Hey, Irish Jazz. I've been trying to get ready and get over my nausea. Hey, Phyllis. Hey, Dee. Kano, how you doing, girl? Yaya, welcome. Misty, hello. Adam, I hope you're doing good. Plays in Rain, hey. Susie, welcome back, y'all. It's good to see you. I'm glad y'all are here. You can't hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, he cut out, but you're back. You're fine. Okay, hey, Tamara. I said it right. I'm gonna try to hopefully. I set the mic up to be, this mic. Hopefully it'll work and not give us too much trouble. This stream, it might be a short stream, because someone was supposed to come over. My friend was supposed to come by, and I hadn't heard from her tonight, so that might not happen. So I figured I'd hop on a live. So, what y'all been doing tonight or today? I worked today. Thank you, Adam. I worked today. I have not felt good. I didn't sleep well last night. I was so sleepy. Oh my goodness. I was so sleepy when I got up to go to work this morning. I didn't want to go to work. But it's not even a weekend yet. Hey, Deborah. I'm just reading the chat a little bit, y'all. You're at work already again? No. It's all you ever do is work. Seems like. Oh, y'all remember me hating this camera? probably fixing to remember why. But I have no choice. I mean, I guess I did have a choice, but the other one, it was getting to be a headache. It was a big headache. So we'll try this one. Maybe I'll be able to get the lighting correct. So yes, people been quitting, people getting fired. Why are they getting fired? For calling out, not wanting to be at work. We can't even keep businesses open 24 hours around here because of people not wanting to work. I'm trying to get my remote control light on like a regular color so there's enough light. I need an Android charger so I can plug in my ring light. Give me a second. No, I got it. I got a new Android cord. And did I say that right? Android, yeah. Because the one I was using sucked, but it seems like I should have gotten two. Because I'm having to use this mic, which needs an Android cord, and that is not working for me. That light is changing colors. I don't want it to change colors. What the heck? I want to be a bright white light. That's all I need. And it just went out, like completely out. I don't know what to do about it. This is plumber's light. It's not mine, so I don't know how to. There it goes. Oh, I got my security system put up, y'all. People got fired for stealing money. Put the safe out the safe and for harassment. Harassment. People should get fired for harassment. People are so stupid sometimes, Susie. You're right. Thank you, Amir. How sweet. Susie, those might be the words of the day. Y'all know I pick on myself probably more than anybody could ever pick on me because I know I'm squirrel. But the idiocy, I can't even. There's some stupid in this world. Hey, Shamar. Thank you, Missy Go-Go. I hope you're doing good. It's been a minute. I don't see you around a lot. Has everybody read the new TOS, YouTube TOS? I haven't yet. I know they're new. I haven't read it all yet. I've got to. I gotta. I need to. Yeah. How you been? In just a minute. The heck? I'm feeling all types of ways, y'all. I don't want to say mad, but disgusted. I'm disgusted. I guess is a good choice of words. Thank you, SC. Yeah, y'all, please hit that like button and share this stream. Let me find this stream. I ain't even watching it on YouTube. Today is what happened. Today is my only day off until next Monday. Oh no, Susie. I would not be a happy camper at all. I've got the weekends off at my current job. And I think I'll like that. Y'all are too sweet to me. I love you, mean it. Um, I'm sorry, I've got a little DM I've got to read. um, is Sherry my Sherry? Hey, Irish badass. Thank you, ma'am. Thought I'd try something different, a little bit different. And it doesn't last as long as the last one. I've got to find something that'll last longer. I'm killing my hair with the dye and stuff. Wow, it's so dark. I need that. I need a dang charge Android. I don't know where it's at. Where the heck did it go? I don't know. Can't keep up with chat, y'all. Chat. Mm-hmm. Well, look, I'm throwing shade on myself. Get it, shade. That's too much, right? I don't know. I'm never happy. He doesn't intimidate me, but I intimidate him right now. I just don't need 2 liters. What's going on? What do you mean? Yeah. I'm so glad Irish is here. I haven't seen her in a minute. We don't talk enough. I'm scrolling up in the chat, so if I missed anything. Were you the one getting dragged in the lava earlier? Oh, yeah. If I'm getting real honest about it, you're absolutely right. Don't be intimidated, y'all. And if I've got to get dragged, nobody better to drag me than some idiot that thinks that way. Joey D. There's my boo. Let me see if I can find the DMs. I love y'all, and I said I'm gonna come on and we're gonna stream and we'll have fun, and it doesn't matter what's going on. I always have a good time with y'all. So, all right, I dropped a little bitty link in Joey's chat. Oh my gosh, I saw this. Okay, so someone just sent me or they didn't just send it, they sent it. Did y'all see Uni Rock retweet me or retweet something that was saying thank you to me? I don't know if he knew what he was doing or was he drinking? What's going on? Somebody make it make sense. I don't get it. Somebody tell me what's happening. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, yeah, he retweeted this. Let me save it. I don't want to let's see. Has I mean, we've got to look like, wow, what a joke this community is on YouTube right now, because not me, not because of me. For once, I can say that. With like conviction, and I know I mean it. Wow. I'm trying to share with y'all a tweet. Shit. Okay, I'll do it this way. Let me see. Mm-hmm. Michelle. Mm-hmm. 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 Um, I'll do that one that way. There's only one thing on that screen. Okay, I didn't tell you I finished the story. It's not really a story. I actually got my security system up and running. I've got to put the cameras, like mount them on the house, but I'm so excited. Um, I've just got to get a either the big TV out of my bedroom, which I never use anymore, or another TV for the monitors because I don't want to take away a computer monitor. And I'll be all set. And whoever's taking mail out of my mailbox, they can get a charge. I don't know. And it's probably some neighborhood kids being smartasses. It's hilarious, I tell you. I've had a subscriber send me a card twice now. I haven't gotten it. Haven't gotten it because somebody's stealing my mail out of my mailbox. I haven't got mail in like 2 weeks until Saturday. So, hey, control. Now let's see if it's going to share. Y'all look. I don't know what's happening, but Unirock sure did share that. I don't even know what to think about it because this seems small and like nothing, right? For most people, if I would was to retweet something saying bravo or like thank you or like good looking out to anybody that I didn't like, it wouldn't be a big deal. I give props to people whether I like them or not if they do something. And I don't even know what I did. I don't know what the I don't know what I did to deserve a thank you, but Unirock retweeted it. What the f is happening? I mean, come on. Was the joke like his next tweet? I just dropped the link for Irish Badass. I'm so glad you're here. Um, Mandy, hey girl. Is it safe in here? It is always safe in here. Let me not make that. Let me not say that. Sometimes it may not be, but as safe as I can keep it, it is in here. It's getting warm in here. I know that. Hi.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm great. Can you hear me okay?
I can. There's a little static. I don't know if I'm the only one hearing it or if others can hear it too.
I'm on my headphones. I don't know.
It may just be me.
So, um, yeah, well, apparently I got dragged
I
today.
heard a little bit.
Um, yeah, a lot of well, part of what he said is not true, but that's been consistent with things that he has said about me have been untrue. But what started it was the video where he's talking about his stepson getting an injury to his head, and this was 2 months ago. And as he's telling the story to his subscribers, he refers to the child as the N word. This N word's head is leaking. So a couple nights before something, I don't know, his wife was on and she was bragging about how like sleuthy she is with getting into T's IG lives. Like you have to
Yeah.
be really sneaky to do that. So as T was playing this video, I purposely asked like 4 or 5 times, is he referring to a child, you know, in the N word? And of course he was. And then after, I don't know, like the fourth time I asked, I said, well, I'm going to call CPS. I mean, that's ignorant. So I said, I'm going to call. Now, my uncle is an attorney, you know, my son's a criminologist. I am in law enforcement, but I'm on medical leave currently. I have other relatives in law enforcement, from federal to state, whatever. And well, they took that and they ran with it because he is in a custody dispute, which I want no parts of. It's none of my business. But they ran with it and they got scared. So I caught him I got a message that he was in a live with Tira Nicole. And he was telling Tira Nicole that I said I was going to call CPS. And then he said other things that were not true. So I tagged his name and I said, if you're going to quote me, please quote me correctly. And they didn't see it. They kept talking. So then I tagged his name again and I said, my DMs are open. If you want to address my comment, please come to my DMs and we can discuss it. Well, that got their attention. They both stopped talking and then he bounced. He left her panel. So I waited, thinking maybe he lost cell service because he was at work and he didn't come back. So then I DM'd him and I said, if you want to address my comment, please feel free to do it here. Tira Nicole cannot speak for me and she can't address what I said. So a couple hours later, he did say, did you say you were going to call CPS? I said, yes, I did. He then said, that's not very fucking smart. I said, please explain. All this is on my Instagram. I put all the Twitter on my Instagram. He said that why or something. And I said, did you refer to a child by the N-word? And then he said, whose child? Well, I don't answer questions. So I said, you feel free to call. I said, would you like to call me or you can Insta me? And he said, no, the proper authorities can deal with this. Twitter is aware. I said, okay, that's fine. And then he said, and yes. And then he said, yes, I'm contacting the police or something along those lines. Okay. I said, okay, that's fine. And then he blocked me. So he was going to call the police because of what I said, that I was going to call CPS. So
Seems rational.
Well, that's kind of stupid to do, but okay. Yeah. Anyway, so now it's been that Yaya's making fraudulent claims. What fraudulent claim did I make? That I was going to call CPS? Is that the fraudulent claim? Because I have not called CPS yet. So what's the fraudulent claim? And today it was I'm being investigated and I'm in a whole heap of trouble. So all the videos have been sent to my uncle, and my uncle saw the video where he said that about the child. And my uncle said, well, let him call the police. Go for it. Let's go. So I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to call. Because he didn't say it to a child. He was talking about the child. But what really bothers me is that when his wife came on to do damage control, she then said that AZ talked about her children, and AZ talked about a child that needs braces for his legs. Like, I guess the child has an issue physically. Well, if the child's physically disabled, why would he even refer to the child as that anyway? Like, I don't get it. It's disgusting. Who would refer to their own child like that anyway?
None of it makes sense to me at all. Like, really,
No,
none of it makes sense to me.
And then when he was with Tira, he was like, I grew up in the hood, and that's just how we took. Well, I have a house in Detroit. I go back and forth. And I know people that live in the hood, and they might refer to each other as that, but they're not white. So he doesn't really understand the ramifications of him saying that. And then, going real life with real. And listen, I'm not saying that real is an angel by no means. Trust me, I get how real talks and what real says. The problem is that, in a live, he said, we're snitching. I've talked to your landlord. He's really cool. He's going to send me pictures of your place. We're calling other places to make sure that they don't rent to you. He said this. We've got the videos.
I heard it.
Okay. So now and there's other stuff, and I won't take up your time, but we're now getting into some civil rights violations, which he keeps saying human rights violations. He doesn't grasp the concept. So, and then he just keeps going. I mean, the night that he told his followers that he told Real that you heard a child. Do you want to tell him, or do you want me to? He actually looked up Real's criminal record, and he had the wrong Kareem Williams. I mean, duh. Now, that's what he did was illegal. If you look up somebody's criminal record, there's fine print, and it will say, if you're looking at this, and you're not like law enforcement or whatever, and you use this to harass, bully, or whatever, threaten, that's illegal. And that's what he's done. So my uncle has kind of smacked me in the back of the head, like, why are you even listening to this fool? But there's a lot of things that he's done here that are illegal. So without playing my hand, there are some things in motion for Real that, I just wish Roadhog would focus on what's important in his life and stop. But I don't think his ego will allow that.
Yeah.
He'll say, I called for peace. Okay, well, this isn't Game of Thrones. When you tell your subscribers that you've called for peace, you're not telling Real that. You've not told AZ that. You're telling your subscribers that. It's, and, war and all this stuff. Like, dude, this isn't Braveheart. Stop.
And we're not 12 years old. I mean, oh my God. Today is the last 2 days. It is, let's go to church, and we're taking them to church. That's
a free ticket into heaven.
The most disgusting crap I've ever heard on YouTube. I mean, seriously.
Well, and then he likes to brag that nobody's ever dealt with somebody like him, and whatever. He won't even talk to me. So I can only assume that he will not talk to me because he's intimidated.
Yeah.
And then when he said, in his live today, 1 minute this Yaya says she's an attorney, and and then she says she's an officer. Well, I have 2 badges. I'm not going to show them to him. But I've never said I was an attorney. My uncle is an attorney. So, he just doesn't get it. He's so, he's making excuses. Real came after my wife. Okay, well, look at the stuff that you've said. You've gone after women who may not have a spouse or a significant other to go to bat for them. But then again, his wife has said things. She's lied about AZ. And so she put herself out there. So, this whole thing with the gift exchange with that lady Kathy, when she copied and pasted it, she didn't use Kathy's name. Okay, so it just looked like she was asking for gifts for a grandchild that they had adopted. She did it wrong. Well, their first excuse was, Well, she wanted to protect her privacy. Well, that's kind of dumb. Who would they send gifts to? And then it's, well, she's dyslexic. And now he's going after Welsh Rose because Welsh um, copied what his wife said. I mean, really, like it's just so many little things, and it's just at this point, it's just ridiculous. Um,
Hey, Joey.
you
How's
know,
it
one
going? Can you
night
hear
he's
me?
saying he's letting it go,
Yes.
and then the next night he's like, "Oh, AZ won't stop. She won't stop. She said this, and now it's war. It's on." It's like, dude, you're not at war. It's social media. Shut up.
And
Nobody.
uh, uh, it's been so much on YouTube the last few days that I haven't caught all of anyone's anything. I haven't watched all of Real's videos. I'm not saying Real's always right or Real's perfect. We know who Real is.
Exactly.
He said some messed up things before. You know, he's done
Well,
wrong.
that's
Me and
just the
him have
thing.
beefed.
If
But
I
but
if
with what's going on right now and all the hate being spewed at him and towards him, which one sat down and shut up and has took the mature? I never thought I'd say this, but I mean, Real's kind of been the one that's backed up and tried to be quiet, way more so than the others. You know, um, which is for the best in my opinion. But
well,
it's just disgusting.
I
And it's
think
not,
if
if it take Real out of it, if it was somebody else, I've heard him talk to his subscribers like that if they pissed him off. It's just disgusting.
well, there's a couple of mods that have been like, oh my god, I had to leave because of the way he spoke to us, and which doesn't surprise me. That's how he talks. That's who he is, and that's fine. He can be any way he wants to be. And in fact, I'll say this: I did an Insta live on Saturday, I believe it was, and AZ came into my live, and we were talking. You know, it's they've talked about it. He's in this custody battle with over something with his child, and um, we said, you know, he probably should focus on that. And I'm like, we'll still be here waiting if you want to fight. I mean, I don't want to fight, but I mean, you know, just be like, look, I got to focus on my kid. I want my kid. I got to stop because apparently the person he's in this custody battle with has reached out to several people and has made the claim that they're watching what he's doing. Okay, well, if that's the case, then dude, stop. Just if you don't want to do it publicly because you're a tough guy, just DM one of us and say, hey, look, you guys know I'm in this custody battle, right? I really need to stop. Okay. I even said, you know, listen, I don't know what the circumstances are with this custody battle. I hope he wins. I don't know what the issues are, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, they seem like they feed and take care of their children. I just, but referring to the child as the N word, that was a little offensive.
Who did
Is it
that?
is Roadhog did?
Jesus.
Is it offensive enough to waste CPS time? Probably not. But I said I was going to call, and that got his panties in a bunch. And he says I'm in trouble. Well, no, I'm not. My uncle wants you to call the police. My uncle wants you to call the police and tell the police that I said that I was going to call CPS because we have that video and we have many more. So go ahead and call. And if I choose to call, I'm going to do it from my uncle's law firm so he can then get on the phone.
Now, I'm just going to say, did the police actually, I mean, this all seems like civil action to me, not, the police don't seem like they'd get involved in this because this is kind of like
But
internet.
no, he told me he was going to call the police.
Oh, I know whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like people have said that, you know,
And you
police have
can say,
come, like I just don't
yeah,
believe any of these claims that the police are responding to any of this stuff that
I am
happens
a
on
police
YouTube.
officer. I am a police
Okay.
officer. If Little Red called me and said, hey, I was on YouTube and this chick said she was going to call CPS on me over my child, I might ask her why. Like, why is this person interested? Why would this person say that? But I, if she said, I don't know. I mean, he lies, so I don't know what he would say. But no, we wouldn't get involved. I would
Yeah.
direct her to contact CPS herself.
Right. And
But
then you would basically deal with it by like you'd sue the person more than that's where you're going to get more satisfaction.
but you actually have to make the call to CPS, and then you have to prove that it's fraudulent.
Okay.
So he would have to prove that what I said was fraudulent. So if I made up some, you know, lie and told CPS, then well, yeah, he might have a case. But if I said this is what he said about the child and I have the video, good luck, dude.
Well, someone in my chat just said, real Ren um, trolls and takes things real life. I don't know how much more real life you can get than posting someone's previous. If they were real, I haven't seen them. I don't know.
Well, when you say on
Posting someone's
YouTube,
evictions and saying, let's keep him from being able to rent a place.
right, when you say that Real has hurt a child when he
Yeah.
in fact did not, and when you call him an animal abuser, there's a difference between an animal abuser, okay, and an incompetent pet owner. Now, an irresponsible or incompetent pet owner could simply be someone who has animals and they don't have the space for them. It doesn't mean that they're not fed or along those lines. And but Roadhog said, well, you know, people that abuse animals, they end up hurting people. You know, it's statistics, folks. Well, no, my son's a criminologist, and he explained all that to me. So it's, you know, there's torture, and not every person who's murdered a human or, you know, a serial killer has actually hurt animals. Like there's whole distinction with it. So I don't know. He just he went real life, like when he said all this stuff about AZ and her being on welfare and welfare cheese and she's on Section 8, doesn't know who her baby daddy is. That's why there's a paternity test. No, in her state, to get custody, you have to establish paternity. But he says these things and then he just moves on after he's
Oh,
proven
okay.
wrong. He doesn't retract. He doesn't say, well, I was wrong. He just keeps on going with
He's a
his
bomb thrower.
lies. I'm sorry?
He's a bomb thrower.
Correct. And then he wants to clean, you know, okay, I threw the bomb and there's a mess. I'm going to walk away. You guys clean it up. No, that's not how it works. You can't say the things that he has said and just walk away from it. And what he has said about Real, I will say this, the NAACP is not real happy with. That's all I'm going to say about that. But you just, again, and he always says he went after my wife. Well, that's no excuse to violate someone's civil rights.
Well, his wife put on Twitter. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. After that craziness of a stream where he came in and said, "You hurt a child. You hurt a child," and then he took it back. He said it was a misspeak. It wasn't a mistake, or it wasn't vindictive at all. Yeah, okay. It was a misspeak. His wife put on Twitter that it doesn't matter how old it was somebody's child. It does matter how old, because a 30-year-old is absolutely still someone's child.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, and
there's a
also
difference.
when he retracted, here's the issue. He made the retraction on his live an hour later. So the people in Real's live who heard it, they didn't hear the retraction when he said he made a mistake. So that means you have what, 100 people, 120 people who heard him say that Real hurt a child. And he was beating around the bush and he gave the impression of what Real had done, and it was disgusting. So if they don't watch Roadhog or they're blocked from Roadhog, they didn't hear him say, well, I made a mistake. Well, if you're going to pull somebody's criminal record, you better the hell sight make sure you got the right person.
Oh my goodness, right? Oh, because that
I mean,
happened. That's happened to me.
right.
Everyone
And
says I've got
well,
a.
you're a drunk now. You're a
Oh,
drunk.
well, no, I've been a drunk.
No,
Right.
that just came out of his mouth. You're nothing but a
Yeah.
drunk.
He should have done his homework. I've been a drunk. He would have
So
known that already.
Other
okay,
people have said worse.
Yeah. I can handle
yeah,
it.
I did. I mean, it's just, and it's all because you didn't agree with him, or I mean, it's like a dodgeball game or kickball game. Like he
Oh, I
wants
tried real
everybody to,
hard to stay out of this one. I tried. I tried to
and
stay out of
that's
this
how
one.
you are. I mean, everybody was trying to tell him she's uncomfortable. She's not going to do this. The night reel was in your channel and wanted to come up, and everybody kept telling him she's not comfortable. Stop.
Yeah.
It's little red. She doesn't want to do that. And you know, I just I don't know what's going to make it stop except somebody being in the heat of the moment and continuing to talk and saying the wrong thing, and then boom, they're going to get caught in a case.
It's going to be
that's what I'm
bad. This
that's what
isn't
I'm
going
waiting
anywhere
for.
good.
No, I mean everything he does now, I'm having it. I'm not doing it. I don't know how, but I'm having everything that he says recorded, and then I send it right off to my uncle, because the first time he makes a mistake about me, um, my uncle's gonna pounce. So if you're gonna talk about me, make it the truth. I don't I don't care. Just make it the truth.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like the fact that I said I was going to call CPS because he referred to the child as the N word. I didn't like that. And again, I'll say, is that worth CPS's time? Probably not. Am I going to call? I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. But he's saying that I'm being investigated and I made a fraudulent claim. I can't make the fraudulent claim, stupid, until I make the call, and the fraudulent claim depends on what I say.
It's probably a bunch of jurisdictions where people don't even care
Well,
that.
I'm going to have a lawyer sitting right next to me to make
No,
sure
I'm talking
my
about
uncle.
what the racial slur that he used. I'm sure there's a lot of jurisdictions that are kind of, how do you say it? I wouldn't say exactly in agreement with it, but not couldn't care less about something like that.
And I don't want to fight with him. Listen, my dad owned a construction company. There were truck drivers on his job sites and machine operators, and I'm used to the way Roadhog talks. I get it. They were the funniest guys, greatest sense of humors. And I'm sure Roadhog has a great sense of humor. I'm sure if you had a one-on-one, if I were able to have a one-on-one with him, I bet we would laugh. And that was one of the reasons I requested for him to call me, because a face-to-face conversation is going to diffuse a lot of stuff, like 80%. Because there's things when you're face-to-face with somebody, you're you just you're just not going to say. And I mean, I honestly think we would have had a nice conversation. I don't know.
I mean, I
Maybe
doubt
he,
it, but um,
well, he's not going to offend me. The only thing that offends me is when he tells when he lies, because he does lie. He can't seem to tell the truth. That's the
well,
part that
if
gets
he
me.
thinks that calling me a see you in next Tuesday or telling me to go suck a big old donkey, is gonna make me take tail and run. He doesn't know me.
Well, he
YouTube grew
said
my
it.
skin for me last year, and
Well, he said that about Julie too. And then
everybody.
when
That's all I've heard all
he,
afternoon. Go suck a. I mean, grow your vocabulary.
yeah, that's all he knows. And he attacked Suzanne from, like, what, Costa Rica, whatever her channel is. He attacked her. The things he said about her were vulgar, all because she gave Real an apology and she didn't give him one. And his biggest thing is he deflects. If someone points out something he's done, and his wife does it too, they'll go, well, Real does it, or this one says it. I mean,
Yep.
it's so easy. I mean, I don't like Not Another Housewife, but in Real's chat live the other night, I told Real, man, like, boot her, man. She's a piece of shit. That's what I said. Everybody said, no, no, no. She's Give her a second chance. She's changed her ways. I didn't believe it. But I immediately apologized to her. I'm not afraid to apologize when I'm wrong.
Is
I
this
do.
Uni's not a housewife person or what?
I don't know. She's the one who's married to the guy that does like blackface and stuff. I
Do you
don't
know what I'm
know.
talking about, Red?
I do. I know who you're talking about, but I'm not sure if
Okay.
that is the same housewife. I think it
Yeah, I mean
is. That's
she
who I
was
always
great. She was
think
great in the
of.
live. I mean, she said that him saying Real was an animal abuser was wrong. He'd go Roadhog went too far, um, but I just didn't trust her. But it's Real's channel. I mean, I can't tell somebody how to run their channel. Um, but everybody said, look, she's give her a chance, and she's changed her ways. I don't know. So I immediately apologized to her for what I said. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize. But I wasn't wrong because the next night she was in another chat talking about me and talking about Real. So human
Muzz,
nature.
what's up?
But so that yeah, so that's what started it with me. Um, saying that I was gonna call CPS. So but he's not sharp enough to figure out that, when he's saying that I'm being investigated because I made a fraudulent claim. No, I haven't made the call yet. Let me make the call, and then based on what I say, then you can say I made a fraudulent claim.
Great.
That's how it works. So
Miss
this all
Cassandra,
needs
that
to
would be
stop.
wonderful if that could happen.
Yeah, I mean, I personally wish that like it would just all stop, but he he thinks it's tough, right? Nobody on YouTube has dealt with anybody like me, and
Yes, they have. There's always a
I'm
bully. There's always a
I'm
bully.
I'm hard and blah blah blah. But he has actually gone too hard, um, and he's gone too real life. And then when real life comes back at him, he can't stand it. He doesn't like it.
These are facts.
So if you want to go real life on AZ and real, expect that there's going to be people that are going to go real life on you.
And AZ ain't backing down from no. I mean, I don't see her backing down. Um, I'll I'll sit back. I'll sit back and be quiet and mind my business, and that's how I choose to generally handle stuff. But at some point, you can't do that anymore. And did I enjoy being out of this argument and this fight when I wasn't getting told to suck one 500 times a day? I did. I enjoyed not being a part of this fight, but it got disgusting to the point. I mean, to log on to YouTube is just nauseating.
Right. And all because you didn't, what he perceived, you did not take his side.
Oh, he in his stream. If people people love to throw my name in there, and it was in one of his streams. I saw it. People were saying, "Well, what if Aaron goes to his stream?" Well, then I would have to. And what if Little Red would go to his streams? And they knew that me and Aaron do not have a problem with Real. Um, and he said then I would have to denounce them or whatever words he chose to use. Um, denounce me. I don't care. But don't start talking crap because I choose to stay out of a fight and watch who I want to watch and support who I want to support. And if I did not like Real right now, if we still weren't good, if we weren't okay, if we were beefing, I still wouldn't be okay with this dude telling women to suck a dick. It's disgusting. And bless his wife, but she
She
eggs
was
him
right
on
back
and
there.
she cheerleads for him. Like I don't get
She's
it.
right in the room. Half the stuff
Yeah.
that she covers for, that's why she did the poop scoop. I call it live, trying to defend what he said the other night. And you know, I don't typically feel bad for her, but I did that night because you could tell that she was uncomfortable
Do you
trying
mean
to.
do you mean the night that she came on and people were telling her that he had about his stream, but she didn't know, like the
Well,
night
she was
before
in the
last?
room. She was in the room when he said, "We're snitching. We snitching with your landlord, and I talked to your
Oh,
landlord." She was in
okay.
the room because she chimes in on stuff, but she acted like she didn't know it. Um, you know, but she put herself in it. I kept saying, "Leave her alone. She's pregnant. It's his channel." And then when she came
She
on, was
inserted.
like, she did. The first thing was that AZ has track marks and AZ's this, and and then that bit them because some of their subscribers were like, "Whoa, I'm in recovery." And then they talk about Section 8 and welfare, and then he goes, "Ooh, welfare cheese. AZ gets welfare cheese." Well, what about the people that you're helping with gifts? Are they getting assistance? Some of your subscribers are getting assistance.
Don't you know?
What?
I mean, let's be real. I mean, pause. I'm gonna mute.
I don't know. I would just be very careful with who I would put down because my subscribers could be in the same boat.
And I think she muted because the dog was going crazy.
Yeah, I guess it's just me and you. So I guess
I
this, yeah, I
I
guess
hate to say this,
today's.
but who am I talking to?
Oh, sorry, I'm Yaya.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, y'all. Cash is a mess. Um, yeah, I can't. I try to stay out of these things. I don't want my subscribers. But hell, who hasn't been drug into this or have an opinion about it at this point? You can't not. If you don't have an opinion about this, I don't know what to think of you.
Well, it's interesting that before Roadhog started with Real, I mean, some people had problems with Real, I get it. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh my gosh, Real's the star
I'm
for
not a fan.
handling.
I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
well, no,
I'm not a
and a lot of
fan.
people, right, and a lot of people aren't. But what I take issue with are some of these women who are saying, oh, he's abusive, he's horrible. But yet they get into his stream, they click the link, they get on, they get up there, they talk to him, right? They banter back and forth, and then they'll go into another live on another channel and go, "Oh my God, I was just in Real's channel and he said this to me." And I've watched what they said to him on his channel. You can't be a victim if you've gone into his stream and you're saying things back to him that are just as gross. I'm sorry. Don't if he's abusive and you find him repulsive, you recoil at the sound of his name, stay off his channel.
Thank you. Thank that exactly.
Yeah, it's that
I
simple.
blocked him, so I'm like,
Right. That's the smart thing to do. But if you keep going and you click the link and you get up there and you antagonize and you say things and you push his buttons, and when he loses it, you keep going and you say stuff back, you're not a victim.
yeah,
You
he's
know
another
what?
bomb thrower, though. You know what I mean? He's looking for, you know what I mean? That trigger is a hair trigger. You know what I mean? It doesn't take much to set him off. So he's looking. This is my opinion. You know what I mean? I just he's okay. You open the door for me, and I'm gonna walk right through it now. That's the way I see it when you're dealing with him. Um,
Hmm.
I know some people who are like him. You know what I mean? They're the perpetual victim of you know what I'm trying to say, that it's always uh you know so that's how from
Right.
what limited I see it, but that's why I didn't like it, so I just, all right, I don't need to watch this, and I
Yeah,
don't.
and that's why I have some channels blocked. I just don't even want to hear what they have to say. But lastly, one thing I want to say about Roadhog when he talks about, you got a problem with me, come on here, say what you got to say. I have commented when he was talking about AZ being on welfare and this and that, whatever. And so I got on and I commented the truth, and immediately my comments got deleted. He didn't say, well, yeah, what do you mean? She's not on welfare. Yes, she is. I have it right here, or what? Nothing. They immediately got deleted. So anything that goes against his narrative with someone he hates, when he's lying, he gets rid of the comment.
I mean, he's
He
given
doesn't
too
want to
much
hear it.
oxygen. He's given too much oxygen, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What
I-
did wait?
I-
What did you say, Joey? He's what?
He's given too much oxygen.
I
You know what I
think he's
mean?
taking too much. He's using too much.
Well,
That was ugly. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
he's just
No,
he's making a fool of himself at this point. He really does look ridiculous. And the way, one night he'll apologize for something he said, and then the next night, and I'm thinking,
Double down.
okay, this is good. This is good. He's taking responsibility. This is great. This might be the start of something. He's being the bigger man. This is awesome. And then the next night, it's worse.
well,
And
there's
I'm
this.
like,
There's that saying. I can't remember who I remember seeing it from, because it's someone on Twitter that I think it's Claire. It's like her thing, but it's true. Like when people show you who they are, believe it.
Believe him. And he's over. He was over before I started this stream. He was over playing a video of Ren I've never seen before from another. I don't know if it's another YouTube channel, but he was making fun of him for what he was saying or that video. And all I could think was, this is like a bad movie about high school bullies. I couldn't even say adults. It's not even, I mean, I guess it's cyberbully, whatever, but it's just so childlike. It's ridiculous. He doesn't sound like a man at all.
no.
And I'm pissed off that I'm even, I didn't want to be here in this, but damn, what twist?
Yeah, and it's not just the NAACP that's now watching. I mean, there's another organization that's watching, and he's just making it worse on himself. I mean, he's messing with the man's livelihood. He in his own words,
How is
he's
YouTube
snitching.
allowing this to, like, if this is what he does? Because I don't watch him either. You know what I mean? How do they? That doesn't seem like content to me. Like, why is he allowed to do this?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, other people have contacted YouTube. I have not. So I don't know.
I mean, I'm
No
not a big
idea.
censorship person, but
I'm not
this
me
doesn't.
either. The only problem I have is when you're messing with like somebody's like Real's livelihood. And I mean, come on, it doesn't
Just
take.
doesn't seem like content. It just seems like
It's not content. In fact,
yeah.
Real did a live one night. We were on. I said, you know what? This is going to be his content for his video tomorrow, and I was right. We're giving him the content, and so I even said, if we all like had one night where nobody talked about him, nobody mentioned his name, and he got no attention, what would he do? He'd probably go back to Katie, but that's all he does. That's all he does.
Well, doesn't he wake up and go to sleep streaming? I mean, it's constant now. I mean, it seems like every time I look, it's 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago. I don't know if ignoring him for a day would do anything at this point because he's mad. But he's mad, and oh my word, somebody offended him. Do you know how many times I've been offended since I got this platform started here?
And he said, I'm sorry, his wife said that they allow the 13-year-old daughter to listen to her dad's channel.
I was going to say that a while ago. How
Yeah, I
appropriate is that?
can't imagine letting a 13-year-old listen to the stuff that comes out of his mouth. I mean, if the kid was like, 17, 18,
I mean,
whatever.
he's so offended about what somebody did to his wife, and they better not nobody say anything about his wife. What if somebody was talking to his daughter like he's talked about Julie, or anybody that's pissed him off, for that matter? And
Well, and they use their children, and then what they'll do, I've noticed, is when the heat gets on them, they revert back to the Christmas stuff that they're doing. And how
yeah,
in the hell AZ tried to stop that, I have no idea.
I mean, don't take them out of content.
Yeah,
We gotta
content.
be specific about it.
What are you talking about? Christmas stuff? What is he? What's this?
They're doing a drive for a family
Oh,
for
okay.
Christmas gifts, which is
Yeah.
very nice of them to do that, I have to say. And then all of a sudden, AZ tried to stop that and keep gifts from this child. AZ knew nothing about it, actually. It was a surprise to her. I don't know what they're talking about. He did show a post, but that AZ had written, but there was nothing in it about this Christmas thing. So I think it was some smoke and mirrors. But how could AZ stop his subscribers from sending gifts to Mrs. Roadhog for a child? How could AZ do that? That doesn't make any sense. And then now this Kathy lady who had put up that she had asked for donations for her grandchild, his wife had copied and pasted it wrong and didn't put the lady's name, so it looked like his wife was asking for donations for them, the way that it was written. And when that got shared, they threw a fit like it was intentional. Well, his wife didn't copy and paste it fully. She missed the woman's name. So first they said, well, she was protecting her privacy. Well, why would you protect her privacy? Who do people know to contact? And now today he said she's dyslexic. Well, actually the person who did it's dyslexic too, but I don't know what that has to do with it. Copying and pasting? I don't know. But I mean, Kathy was in AZ's live and she's like, no, I just wanted to stop. Like, I'm just trying to help my grandchild. Like, you know, I don't know. I don't understand it. They have an excuse for everything. They should write a book. You know, excuses 101. Why not just say, hey, you know what? I made a mistake. I went to copy and paste this to help a lady, which was very nice of Mrs. Roadhog to do that, I have to say. And you know what? I didn't do her name. It was a slip up. I am so sorry. This is the correct information. Okay, we get it. But Welsh is the bad guy, and he said that he now has information he can prove that Welsh has been stalking him. No, Welsh doesn't stalk anybody. Are you kidding me? He read a tweet or he read a DM from Welsh from the beginning of November where she said, hey, look, leave me out of all this. I want no parts of it. I just want to run my little tiny channel and I don't want drama. I don't want any part. Welsh doesn't have drama with anybody. She never has. So he just hates everybody. I think he hates himself. A lot of it stems from that.
I just think, well, why does this always happen at the holidays? Like, think about it, y'all. Think about it.
Well,
It's why do people go crazy during the holidays?
well, this, yeah, it's
The
gotten worse.
longer what do you call it?
It's gotten worse at the
Coronavirus goes
holidays.
on, the worse the things
Yeah.
get.
It's, and everybody's an adult here. It really wouldn't be that difficult to just stop.
Yep. Yep.
Just end it. But he wants the contact. I mean, calling for a mass flag of all of Real's channels. He calls it the American flag.
See, that's jacked up. And I wouldn't even like things like that. I wouldn't want anyone to do to him. And I can't stand him now.
Mm-hmm.
Before this happened, my opinion of him was I did not like his content because of the way he spoke about people. Because even Katie Joy, I did not like that C word 15 times in a stream. He'd call her a bitch. He'd call his subscribers bitches if they pissed him off. That's his content. That's his to choose. I didn't drag him. I didn't talk about it. I just said it triggers me. It triggers me because I've been talked to like that. So I chose not to go there unless it was a specific part of a stream that I wanted to hear because people would say, you got to hear this. I mean, then I would go, or I would go watch a few minutes, and when it got to be a lot, I would excuse myself. I didn't make a big national case of it. I didn't talk about it because I didn't want any beef. But I mean,
Yeah, I think with AZ and him, it just stems from, he got DMs or messages from this Julie lady who said she had information on Todd, and Todd had struck his channel, and he did not vet her story. He didn't check to see if she had proof, and he told Todd, you know, really, take the strike off, or I'm going to release this information. And Todd didn't. And so he put Julie up on his channel. And I truly believe he knew that Julie's story. I mean, if somebody came to you and said, hey, I've got information on so and so, wouldn't the first thing you do is say, well, let me see it? But he doesn't have proof. Now, the recent one where he, first it was, he said beggar, not the other word, and now it's edited. Do you know how many people have played those videos side by side and checked and double checked? We even had somebody in IT security look. It was not edited. So now it's, did he say beggar? But the word, if you listen to what he says and you play it and you listen to it and you think, okay, he said the word beggar, that beggar doesn't fit into the context of what he's saying.
okay, and then see, I'm going to speak on this, and this might cause me to get some hate. I don't hear beggar in his version, but I don't hear the other word either. It doesn't make sense. It's like it's clearly an e sound that he's making.
Mm-hmm.
It's
No,
clearly not. Something's up. I mean, I don't know if it was.
It's
I don't
right
know what
after
he
he
said.
says. It's right after he says that Reels got himself a free ticket to heaven, and then he says Reels nothing but a blank. And it doesn't make sense for him to say beggar in that instance.
Yeah.
I've listened to it over and over and over and over and over, and then like I said, we had IT people check it. It's not been edited. They know it
Yeah.
hasn't been
I've
edited.
heard it. I've heard it a lot. I've chose not to speak on that because I don't hear either word. I mean, it's close to both, but I don't
Trust
hear.
me, I wanted to hear beggar.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear it. I thought there's no way this guy's going to say this. I wanted to hear it, but I don't. Because I thought, well, maybe I'm just biased and whatever. But no, I listened. I wanted to hear beggar, and I just don't hear it.
I gotta ask Joey a question because I know he hasn't been heavily into this community lately. But are you familiar with this whole conversation and the back story of it? Because
What conversation?
where he's okay, he said the N word we talked about that a while ago, referring to his child
No, I
in a
never.
story about his child. But his supporters are saying, and he and his wife are saying, there was never a hard R. There was an A. So it's a difference. Like there wasn't a hard R at the end of that dirty word. That's the defense there. There's never a hard R.
That's basically a way for people to basically say the N word without saying, "Oh, well, I used an A. I wasn't saying, you know." Yeah,
Well,
right. Yeah,
she also made the claim that, well, would you go into somebody else's house and tell them how to wipe? Like, wait a minute, that's your excuse? And I'm not repeating her verbatim, but it was along those lines. Like, what? Like, then why'd you do that big long live stream trying to cover for him? I mean, I don't know. My husband doesn't talk like that. If he did, we'd have a chat. If my husband was telling other women to put, his appendage in their mouth constantly, we'd have a chat. But I think he likes all these women in his chat, and I've seen women call him Daddy Roadhog, and he
well,
likes it.
it's a lot of masochists out there.
Yeah, and he likes it, and he's white knighting. He's going to be the savior of YouTube with his 2.6 subs, and he's going to save everybody from abuse and Okay, well, you go ahead.
Interesting to see who some of his mods are, to tell you the truth.
I don't know. He has one mod who has a channel, and she has she listens to ghosts in her house. She has one of those like EVP things and a tape
Right.
recorder, and she listens to ghosts. Which, whatever, I like paranormal stuff, but that's all she does.
I was just surprised to see a couple of familiar faces there.
Yeah, I don't know who's
I just looked at
who's.
his channel and I was like, oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
just
just
wish that
wish
he
that
could
he could
just tell the
tell
truth and stop embellishing. But I don't know what he's going to say about me tonight. I don't care. Um, but I certainly hope it's the truth for his sake. But I don't think he's capable. He's just got to keep, up in the ante and,
We shall see.
yeah. I'm going to jump back down into chat and let you talk to Joey. Joey, it was nice meeting you.
It's nice meeting you too.
All right. Thanks, Little Red.
Thank you.
All right, hon. Talk to you soon.
Bye. Joey, how you been?
Yeah.
Fill us in.
Yeah. Just about out of here. 2 more days.
And you're going to remind me
Ecuador.
for how many months? I'm so
3.
jelly.
3.
Man, I wish I was going.
I called. I got my this morning I go for my COVID test.
Maybe next year I'll make that trip.
And you know, just call the airline, because the airline, if you go by on their website, it says if you're vaccinated, you don't even need a COVID test. So I'm like, I just want to make sure that, this COVID test is cool. He's like, no, you have to have the PRC COVID test.
Well, I know someone that just got COVID that was been vaccinated.
Well, it's not going to stop you from getting, you know what I mean? I didn't get the vaccine to prevent myself from getting it. It's just that, like, I take an immunosuppressant, so I'm like technically immunocompromised. So I just want, like, put it this way: if I get it, I'm much more likely to not die. You know what I mean? That's the statistics that you
The
see
goal
is
is
like,
not to die.
right. You know what I mean? So it's not the goal isn't to prevent me from getting it. It's that if I do, because
Correct.
I'm at the what do you call it? At risk of, like, that. It's called like a runaway thing where your immune system just goes crazy because of it.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I got it. So, like, guys like, oh no, you have to have the PRC test. So I had asked my doctor, because I, they had like a sleep study and all sorts of stuff like this. So she, when so I had my appointment Friday, and I'm like, you think you can, let, have me have a COVID test? And she's like, yeah, well, we really, because that's like the real clinic, the hospital. And she's like, they really only do it, for certain reasons. So I'll
I,
just say that you were possible exposure.
yeah.
So I
I would
went.
like to say in the chat, and the question's been asked and answered or not, it's been asked multiple times, and I am blocked from that channel over there. No one's blocked from this channel, so respect that we're asking you to stop, please. You can go ahead, Joey.
The only so the only thing so I go to try and get it, and they're like, "Well, you having a procedure done?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Then why'd she schedule you for, a PRC? Why'd she schedule you for a test?" And I'm like, well,
High risk.
I didn't want to tell her. Well, no, no. The reason why is because She knew why is because I'm going on vacation, so I need
Yeah.
it for travel. But I couldn't tell them that, because they would immediately be like, "Up, see you, goodbye." Like, we don't do that. They would have told me. So I'm like, "Oh, I'm not sure." I played stupid and I mean, I was there for like an hour when they're deciding whether to give me the test or not. So as I'm sitting in like the little waiting area, I scheduled one at Rite Aid. but in Jersey, because I was supposed to be down in Jersey already. And I'm like, so I was going to reschedule it till, tomorrow. And no, it's not a legitimate excuse. So I go reschedule it, and it since it knew where I was, it's like, well, there's a Rite Aid right over here, and they had appointments all day. And for the PRC test, like for Walgreens, because that's what I usually use is Walgreens, I would have to drive 50 miles. And my other option
Wow.
was to go into one of those walk-in clinics, and it was $150. So I go over to drive-in uh, at Rite Aid, and I'm like, "Is this the PRC test?" And she's like, "Yeah," and it was. It's like you had to swab yourself, and then you put it in like the vial of whatever solution it is. So hopefully by tomorrow I'll be, because the other test I already got my negative results, because I know, where do I go? So I have like no exposure. So hopefully that'll be done. And then I go to
Which one of
JFK.
which one of the vaccines did you say you had?
I had the Moderna, which is the better one.
Yeah. And which one
Yeah,
is it? It's Johnson and Johnson. That's just one shot, right?
right. And then the Pfizer. The reason why the Moderna one is so much better is because it had like, I can't remember what the actual term of it is, but it's the like with the antibodies in it. It's like, I don't know, 5 or 10 times more than what Pfizer did. It's like supposed like something like 2,000, whereas the Pfizer one only had like 200 or 300 in it.
Yeah. Have you had the booster?
I wanted to get it, but that was 10 days. They wouldn't give it to me because the 12th will be 6 months. I got it June 12th.
So can you get it out of the country? Like when you're there, will you be able to get it
I
since you're
don't
in
know
there so
about
long?
that. Yeah, it probably since they have such limited supply there. I don't know. I'll think about it, but I don't even know if I'd want to get it in Ecuador to tell you the truth. It's like
Right.
I don't know. But I got
Yeah.
myself like a GoPro, and I got myself a little TV monitor to bring down there with me because like I screwed up my laptop screwed up. So I'm
Oh,
gonna like
really?
I'll stream from down there. Supposedly they have a good internet connection
Yeah,
where it
you're gonna have
is.
a blast.
Yeah, 3 months to get out. I mean, it's
You
the
look
fe-
the coldest, worst part of Jersey. You're gonna be out of.
the feels like is 11 degrees right now.
Phew. Yeah, they can keep that. You can keep that.
Yeah, it's 19 degrees,
Just
and
imagine 3 months less of shoveling snow away
that's
from your
why I did it
tires.
this way. Yeah, that's why I did it. I see you've been sharing my pic. Oh, it feels like 9.
Yeah.
So, do you know what that picture that I sent you is or not?
No.
Okay, so what it is I bought the Peppa Pig one. Did you recognize that as Peppa
Oh,
Pig
you
or
mean
no?
that my thumbnail I've been using?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I know what I thought you meant was
So one is Peppa Pig, and the other one is My
My
Little
Little Pony.
Right. So
Yeah.
those are made out of paper mache,
Uh huh.
and what you do is at midnight on New Year's Eve, you bring it out into the middle of the street and you burn it.
What in the world?
That's like it must have to do with like their more Indian, you know what I mean? Because it's like that's where like the Incas were, I think, and stuff like that. So it's supposedly like a to help honor the and remember the spirits of the past. So that's
Yeah.
what that is.
Uh, um, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to take a 30-second break, y'all. Joey, you can entertain for 30 seconds. You remember how? I gotta use the bathroom. Sorry. I'll be
Okay,
right back.
not too much information there. So, if anybody's seen her thumbnail and she's been sharing, that was actually my picture for when time I was down there like 5 years ago. Yeah, I wish I had been able to get the booster just to have the extra protection, but um I'm going for 3 months. I come back February 28th. So I get to miss almost all of the winter time. Like March, it still can be, a little bit chilly, but it's usually not that bad. Although we have gotten like a 3 foot snowstorm in the middle of March, but I'm hoping that I don't have to deal with that. I just can't wait to like be out because I'm going to be a block away from the beach. Just, put the shorts on and walk down to the beach and hang out. And you're allowed to drink alcohol there, and you know what I mean. There's no like nobody's going to hassle you. You do whatever you want. But I really don't know about what any of this other stuff that's going on. Like, I just I can't. I just can't. It's like okay, I'll stay away from this as far as I can. Ah, so you're back. I see. Well, maybe not.
How did you say I was back? How'd you know?
It made like this weird sound, probably when you turn your microphone on.
Oh, my micro. I wasn't even in my chair yet. I hadn't hit my mic.
Yeah, it went like this. It went like
Wow.
yeah, it
You're,
made a sound
yeah,
that you
ESP.
hear.
It's so good to have you here, Joey. We miss you.
I'll try and, like I said, I'll try and stream from down there so you see what it's like. It's a really poor area. I mean, supposedly it's a lot better now. Like they put money into the area because they have something. It's like I think in English it's called a boardwalk. It's called the Malecon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's a place like you can walk along like the ocean front and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So I remember they were building it when I was there last time. I mean, you should have seen the friggin' boulders they put there.
You
Um,
sent me some pictures, I believe, of the beach.
well, yeah, of just the regular beach, but this is when when they did the construction of the Malecon.
Uh-huh.
They put all these huge boulders because they had to support the like the cliffside, right where the ocean comes up to it, so it doesn't erode like the foundation or anything like that. So for like I don't know, like a month and a half, they were like you just see these, that you ever see like those flat things they usually put like big construction equipment on. Like it's like a trailer that's really low to the
Oh
ground, and
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
they'll
like
put
a
like an earth
trailer.
right.
Mm-hmm.
They would have like rocks the size of like like a huge caterpillar thing. You know what I mean? Like a front loader, and you just see them dumping it over there. That went on for a while. They beat up the road like crazy. So
Yeah.
supposedly the road's in nice shape, and you know
How long has it been since you went there?
it's gonna be 5 years. So I can't believe it's already good. Like I came back middle of February of 2017. So it'll be almost when I come back. It'll be 5 years. I'll be returning about the same time. I'll be
Yeah.
going. Last time I went like the 13th or something like that. So I only was able to go for 2 months.
So
But I
you're gonna spend Christmas there.
yeah
Yeah. That would be cool, Joy.
yeah. And New Year's is I really wanted to be there for New Year's because it's fun. Like I said, you burn those things and people like throw fireworks in it and everybody's drinking in the street and like I said they set off fireworks for like I don't know like an
Yeah, that
hour or
sounds like
so.
a party for me. I need to
Yeah.
be there.
Oh, that's what I mean. People like regular strangers like here, have some, like giving you like whiskey or whatever they're drinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I hope you have a safe trip. I hope you stream more
Yeah,
and continue to come join us while you're there. I want you to have you got a GoPro?
yeah. I got the GoPro 10, the new one.
Heck yeah. So, what is going on, Muzz? You want to take a link? I've got to hear it. I love Muzz. If you want to explain I don't know what's going on. Hey, Shaky Boomer.
what's punked mean? Yeah, what is she? What is she?
I
Who's
don't know.
being
She
punked?
said something was embarrassing. I don't know what.
I was real surprised when like I said, I just went to Roadhog's channel and I was really surprised.
About what you sent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I was surprised
Well,
because especially what you
surprise.
told, especially what I heard. You know what I mean? That it wasn't being supported.
Really? By him? I don't know. I don't know exactly what you heard. So I don't. Hi, Muzz.
Hi.
How you doing?
Oh, just banging
Hello.
my head against the wall. How are you?
I'm doing the same. Much the same.
We've got a big wall going at someone's house. We're going to carpool, we decided. We're all going to share the
Sure.
wall.
We'll share the wall.
I can't. I can't. I don't think we're speaking English. Are we speaking English in the chat?
It
Anyone?
don't matter. I mean, we're.
Anyone in the chat? Oh,
I mean, do we even have to make sense anymore? This is YouTube.
I
This is the YouTubes. We don't even have to.
I get that they're watching us, and that's cool because we're not saying anything bad. But next time, here's my I have a formal request. Next time you send a messenger, please make English their first language.
Wait, what?
Just no, actually that's not what I want. Just please make someone who like internalizes a sentence, because everyone who's coming keeps asking the same sentence, and it's getting on my nerves.
So the carrier pigeons.
The
can't
carrier
carry.
pigeons are banging in the wall and like falling down, and I think we've hit like 10 now. I think I'm starting a tally.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Jesus.
I do have a quick question. Now, what is the new? What is my new little thing? For being a channel member. What is that? The little blue. It's blue,
Hold
and
on,
I
I have
can't.
to go. I have to find you in YouTube. I mean,
Well, I have the whatever is the longest. Remember, I was your first.
How do you pronounce her
Uh-huh.
name? Amir? I want to
Amir?
pronounce her name correctly. She's the one
say
giving us the
something in
wall.
the chat, Joey, so I can find you. I don't see you.
I just did. I said, thank
Okay.
you to Amir.
I'm probably on top chat. I'm such a rookie.
Is it Amir? Is that how you pronounce it? Yes, that's why I changed what I said. Forget English as the first language. That's not even, you know what? I don't want to. People who have English as a second language understand much better than the people who have been coming and asking us. I can't.
Joey, are you Joey D or are you the
Yeah,
wolf
of course.
in the chat?
Yeah, Joey. Remember, put it this way: I'm the one that you have
Amira.
my thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Amira.
I have that thing. You have me post, pegged on the
Yeah.
my comment.
Why don't I see it?
Laura, did you like the church service that they're having over there? I'm sure you love that.
I mean, I threw up in my mouth.
What church?
Did you like? You know what I liked?
I don't like. I
liked
think
the.
to me, that's a bit sacrilegious to claim
no.
yourself a church.
It was not only a little bit sacrilegious. He used the intonation of like a black preacher and called him Brother Red.
Oh,
Who is this?
yes.
That Roadhog guy?
Let's get behind it and support
And by the way,
it.
I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing so I don't cry.
Can't make it up, people.
You know what I wanted to say? I was like, I feel bad because like he worked really hard on it, obviously, right?
And there, you know what? The hilarious. There's people out there. They're going, yes, this will be the real flip.
Well,
This will be what we can take Little Red down with this.
And unfortunately, I felt bad because look, he obviously worked really hard on it. I get it. He prepared all this stuff, but I feel bad because like, does he think we don't know Real Talk's like a goddamn a-hole? Like, now we're gonna turn and say, you know what, he deserves the real life stuff you did. What?
Yeah, like
what?
Real. That's not real. Yes. What?
Like, we know
That's
this.
why I said earlier. We know who he is. We've been here. We paid attention.
Know who he is, honey bun. If you didn't go real life, half of us probably wouldn't be supporting either side and would let you verbally joust each other to the end of the world. Jesus.
And I'll just stay. Yeah, let me stay out of it, and I'll ride.
Like, you think like what? I just like he worked so hard on it, as if he's gonna like prove to us that he says bad things.
You know how to prove it. You know how to prove it to me.
Like,
I believe
honey,
you.
We already know.
Show me who you are. I believe you.
And like, people were not nice to Sherry today. I'm just pointing that out. I'm just spreading the word.
Sherry, my Sherry.
That if someone messes with Sherry, I'm gonna drag their ass.
Yeah.
They are lucky I caught the replay.
Oh my gosh!
Like,
Like, don't let me
I saw
be
people
there.
being like, Sherry, you look stupid. And I was like, hold me back.
We're gonna go real life if you mess with my Sherry.
Hold me
Every
back.
every time I see the name Sherry, I always think of Steve Perry.
Huh? Wait, why?
Oh, Sherry.
Oh, okay. I knew it was gonna be something that made me look stupid because I
Like, how
didn't
do
know.
you come for the woman with like the biggest heart in the world? Like, what's wrong with you? Something's wrong with you.
Right.
Something's wrong with you if you look at Sherry, who's
but
like
I
the
will
sweetest
say,
thing in the world, and
she is
just
the sweetest,
say something mean.
most delicate flower in the world. But you mess with her
Delicate
little
flower
red,
is exactly what she
and
is.
you will
That
see
is
that
correct.
flower turn into angry.
You come for
angry.
little red, you'll see that flower get a flame come out of it.
It'll be like what's that movie, the musical where the flower,
Little Top of Horse.
she turns into that flower if you mess with her little red. Now I know
love
my
her so
Sherry.
much. I love her so much. Oh my god.
Love you, Sherry.
Oh my god. Oh no. He's back from his memorial? What? Really? You're alive? But you're having a memorial. How's that possible?
What?
Real's saying he's backstage. And I'm like, oh wow.
Alive.
He's came back. Are we having a resurrection? Guys.
We're all going straight to hell. Hey, Real.
Hey.
Oh my god, he's back.
What's up?
Chilling.
You gotta. I'm gonna need you to put some pep in that step. I don't like that voice meter.
Yeah, it's been a slow day, and no apartments. Gotta be out by tomorrow, and I just had food from Shake Shack for the first time, and it was horrible.
You had what?
What?
I had food from Shake Shack.
Did you say Shake Shack is horrible?
Did you say fruit from Shake Shack? Because I can tell you what you did wrong.
I did chicken sandwich. No, that was not a good move for me.
What are you talking about? Shake Shack is delicious. You had the wrong thing, whatever you had.
I've never ate at a Shake Shack. We don't have those here. You're gonna be okay, Real.
Yeah.
Look,
I mean, really, you're having a whole ceremony for you right now. You should feel pretty special.
What happens? What's going
They're
on?
having a whole ceremony for you. I mean, you're pretty special. You have to laugh at it so you don't cry.
Yeah, you gotta laugh at it.
You gotta laugh at how ridiculous it is. Come on.
You can't take it seriously. Not what exactly we're talking about. Your life stuff we take seriously, but
yes,
not this
stupidity on the internet.
Well, I mean, I think them calling the apartments is working because one place I called today, they were like, "Yeah, we know who you are."
No way.
Yeah. So.
Great. That's normal.
Not that much of a polarizing figure for people to know who I am, you know. So I guess what they're doing is working.
You sure it was from that and not like a background check or something?
I don't know. I mean, for the person to say,
you sure that maybe the property manager doesn't live near you and heard you go, take that link, little red?
This was a couple of miles away from.
Mm.
That lady shouldn't know who I was.
Snacking.
She didn't know me from seeing me in different Goodwills. I'll tell you that much.
You're gonna be okay. I'm getting trolled.
Are you still?
Kim S said my chat was getting trolled. Well, I have mods that are more than welcome to use those wrenches. I trust my mods.
Don't come for Sherry or S.G. Johnson.
I trust my mods as long as it's my mods and not what I had a rogue mod the other night.
I found out today I had a rogue mod.
How does that even happen anymore? I don't get it. And my real mod wasn't there because she was in a different stream. And how did somebody get in her account and mod? Make it make sense.
I'm working on my thumbnail for tonight's live.
Oh,
What time
Julie's
is
here.
your live going to be?
Huh?
What time is your live going to be?
Probably like not in about an hour and 15 minutes.
Okay. I'll try to stay awake. I'll try. I think we will have to live with this virus, especially it keeps mutating.
Yeah, and that's another thing. The court's saying, well, I looked at the court sent me a paper today. And I looked at the paper and it said you owe the court fees, and then on the paper it said I owe rent. I'm like, no, I paid them on November the 3rd. I have a receipt from my money order that was from my Wells Fargo account.
If you have the receipt, you'll be fine.
So when I went to the office, I said, "Hey, I paid you guys rent for this month. Why is this paper saying that I have to pay for court fees and rent?" And he says to me, "Well, we filed it early on in October, so when I'm like, if you filed in October, my rent was paid. Well, we just have to do that. I'm like, that don't make no sense. Like, then why would you even take my money for November?" And then,
Yeah,
and then-
so they file, but they're gonna let you keep paying rent until
They're allowed to do that unless if they're evicting you for not paying your rent, they're not allowed to keep taking your rent. But if they evict you for breaking the lease, they can keep taking your rent. So you would just say like, I already paid it, and that part would be knocked off, and then you have to pay like the court fees and stuff.
So when I went there and I asked him, he was like, "Well, you got to handle that with the court, man."
Yeah, you gotta wait till your court date.
I'm like, "Handle that with the court. What do you mean?" He was like, "Because in our system, the complex's system, you don't owe us any money." I'm like, "Okay, I don't owe you any money." So I call the court. They say, no, they need to send some type of
inspector.
certification of something, she said, right? They want to use all these crazy fucking legal terms.
Probably some form or something.
Huh?
It's probably like a form or something they have to fill out.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, and then he was like, well, if they don't do it, yeah. If they don't file the what you call it,
The paperwork.
Then you have to file it, but it's going to cost you money to file it. I'm like, well, is it going to cost me $875, or is it going to cost me $20 to file some paperwork? Like that's a difference. It's a difference.
I mean, even if the paperwork doesn't get filed, if you go to court, you give the proof to the judge. It gets.
But that's the thing. I already went to court, so this is a judgment paper that I just got like today.
From your court date?
From the court date, yeah.
But you were there?
The 10th on it, yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
But on the court date thing, it said I needed to be out by the 16th. And when I went to the office, I told them, hey, I need more time than that. And they said you can have to the 30th. But the rent was paid the rent was paid November 3rd. The court was November 10th. How do you not send them any forms, right?
So when you went to court, the judgment, they did not say you owed rent, but then they sent you a paper that said you owed rent?
Yeah.
Well, they have they record every court. So then I would go back and say, if this is the judgment, then you wanted them to compare it because they record every court, whatever, every session or whatever. So they'll have it to go back and see what the judge said. If he didn't say you owe rent, then they can't have that says you owe rent.
I think I'm going to need to get a lawyer for this because
probably.
They're trying to get over on me,
It's a good idea.
How are they telling me, oh, we know you pay rent and our system is saying zero balance, but if it's saying zero and I paid you rent, then why does this paper say that I owe you rent?
It's it's important to get a lawyer because there's all these little things that people don't think about. And it just will take you more time and more money than someone who knows exactly what they're doing. Like people
Well,
try to avoid paying for lawyers, but it's just like there's sometimes like a tiny little thing here that they just know from experience that you wouldn't know. And it's just like such a waste of your time and money, and you might get bamboozled or whatever. So it's important to get a lawyer, I think.
yep. Real, you're gonna come out. You're gonna come out fine on the other side of this, and looking like the grown up of the whole situation too. Believe it or not.
Yeah, legal aid. That's what I was going to say. Is there legal aid near you?
Does legal aid really do anything like as far as taking cases like this? Because every time
I think they do a lot of landlord stuff cases like this.
I mean, what do they do exactly? Because where I live, I've had friends who didn't have funds and needed like help, not for criminal stuff, for like just different stuff. And
Yeah.
they'd always say legal aid doesn't do that. I've already called, and I'm like, what do they do? I don't know. I'm not familiar.
Sometimes the court can appoint you a.
I mean, I
court
just
appointed
think that
attorney.
we've seen a lot of proof that either both Roadhog admitted himself and his followers have been, I believe, calling too, because I don't think that he could cover that much ground by himself.
Real, did you get the name of the woman who told you she knows about you?
Not in
Because I would call back and get her name and her information. It's important.
Yeah, because this isn't NBC, y'all.
Like,
We're
I mean,
not.
I don't know in Arizona, I don't know how the recording like works, if it has to be two party or one
but
party.
she didn't say. She just said, "Well, we know who you are, and we don't have any openings right now."
Okay, well, you should call back and get her name. And if they won't give you the name, then they're going to have to either, show you an apartment or not, right?
I don't know. You should tell me. I mean,
so what you should do is call back, get her name, and if she says there's no places, then have someone else call and ask for if they have any openings and see what happens. Then you'll know.
yeah. And I got into a big argument with JJ today.
Yeah, I know.
I missed that one. And I'm good in missing it. I don't need details.
That's the one where they came for Sherry in the chat. I almost lost my mind.
Oh, I need details.
Bastards.
Well, I don't think it was a bad argument, was it, Mus?
It wasn't bad. I think no, it wasn't horrible, but
It wasn't great, right?
it just wasn't great. But you know what? It needed to happen. I think it needed to happen. I think there were too many unknowns, and you weren't sure maybe, and now you know, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can't tell nobody I'm glad that we're building a friendship, and then the next minute say I never was your friend. That don't make any sense.
Yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
got your answers, which I think is important for you to move on. So
Yep.
Say it again.
I think it's important that you got your answers, so it'll be easier for you to move on.
Yeah, absolutely. But I didn't know Selfie Queen Cindy was in my mod chat giving out information. That was wrong.
I don't. Are you sure it was her? Because I don't know if you watched after she left.
No,
after you left. Sorry, I don't know if you watched.
Once she kicked me off, I was like, I'm out of there because
so
Joe's not going to sit there and cuss me out and expect me to treat
no,
her
I
like
hear you.
It don't work like that.
I don't know. I've never listen. I don't trust any of them. So she came up and was so. I've never heard her scream like that in my life. Like furious. Like I've only been in that chat like 3 times. It wasn't me. Like so mad. That are you sure it was her? Because also I don't know if you heard while you were fighting with JJ that she said more than one person showed it to her. So I'm just saying keep an eye out. That's all.
And leave Sherry alone, people.
And leave Sherry alone.
I guess Muzz, when you really think about what she's saying, is like, why would any of the other mods show her anything?
I have no idea.
A lot of my mods.
I don't know if they're friends. I don't know any of them, but I'm just saying that's what she said. So it slipped out, maybe. I don't know.
I think that was a spinning chat. I think there's a lot of spinning going on. You know, like possible. I'm gonna flip you this way and then flip you back that way.
Totally possible. Yeah. You never know.
Well,
And I'll still say, she's a great person to learn business information from. Um, she obviously knows how to build a team, so I would never take that away from her. But I just don't think that she is a. I don't think she understands the concept of friend.
Well, I think you're giving way more grace than you received. So there you go.
Yeah, definitely from. And I think me and Joe, I think we just don't need to talk to each other.
It wasn't even that bad between the two of you, to be honest. Like, you both kind of just agreed you don't like each other. And
he and who?
Joe, Sipping Tea with Joe, I think is her channel or
Oh.
something like that.
Well, lots of people don't like Joe.
But like, it was like fine to me. It was like, you're just like, we don't like each other.
She can be, Joe can be, and I'm not a fan of Joe. We don't like each other. However, she can be a very kind, just like she can not like you and tell you she doesn't like you and still be nice. Kind of like me and PJ used to get along before. I mean, now PJ's not a problem getting along with me, but back in the day we didn't like each other and we still were respectful to each other. Joe can be like that. She can be the opposite too, but she can be like that. Very
they like didn't agree and were like kind of arguing, but it wasn't like rude or disgusting or anything.
Right.
I think it became a little bit irate when the vibe. I think this happens a lot. I think a lot of times I can come in a place respectful, but the woman's voice starts to raise, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't like women yelling at me at all. I don't like it. So
I don't like men yelling at me at all.
I was just gonna say, like, well, in all fairness.
So when I'm sitting here talking, just like with what's it Steph at OMX or whatever her name is last night, you mean to tell me I wasn't respectful there? I should have been flipped.
I know, but you weren't. To be honest, to be fair, you weren't fully listening to what she was saying. I think that's what got her frustrated.
I think what she was telling me is how I need to be.
No,
and at the end
of
the day,
that's what I think. That's what you don't hear real. Sometimes they're not telling you what you can say.
I think I missed.
Last night there was like a 5-hour stream about Tira.
Oh yeah.
And from Steph TXMA.
Yeah, she gotta stop doing them 5-hour lives. Can't nobody watch all that, man. It's too much.
Well, to be honest, she's not coming back to YouTube, I don't think. Like, this was a one-time, like, she's been gone for months and she wanted to lay out everything once, and then she's not actually coming back. So that's why I think it was so long.
Well, she just did a video today, so
but she's not, like, she's starting a new job and stuff. She said she's not officially coming back, like maybe once or here or there, but it was just sort of to lay this out. That's what she said, at least. I don't know her, so I don't know if that's true, but that's what she said.
What was I about to say?
Squirrel.
You were saying that she was telling you what to do on your channel.
Yeah, I think a lot of times.
And I'm telling you that you always hear that, and that's not what people mean when they're saying that to you. You can do whatever you want on your channel. You could say anything. I always say this. You could say the most horrible things. You just can't expect a certain reaction. I think that's the issue. They're allowed to be outraged by what you say just as much as you're allowed to say what you want to say.
Well, here's the thing. The analytics don't lie, right? And if you're telling me my channel is going to trash because of my behavior, and my channel has grown like 900% in the last 2 months, like who do I listen to? Do I listen if you're at work, Muzz, and your boss is talking to you, he's saying, this is what I think, and then the corporate is telling you this is the analytics, follow the analytics. Who are you going to follow?
But I'm agreeing with you. You're not listening. I'm agreeing with you. You can say whatever you want and however it works for you. But I know because of where you come from, you kind of can go hard and then expect everything to just sort of afterwards, like we scream at each other, whatever, and it's done. But you have to understand you're part of an online community where people are from all different walks of life. So some people can't do that. And I think sometimes you feel like, what the hell? We already screamed at each other. We're done. And I get that, why you feel that way, but some people don't. And you just have to accept that. That's all. You don't have to change anything, but you can't expect people to react the same way that you do. That's all.
Well,
I think that's all you think about.
I don't expect people to react the same way as I do, but they shouldn't.
I think sometimes you do. I'll be honest. I think sometimes you don't understand why they're so offended. And you don't have to, but they're allowed to be. You know what I mean? Those two things at the same time.
I guess that makes sense. I should have got me a soda earlier. um, no. What was I about to say? I don't know. I mean, I am who I am, good, bad, and ugly. And I think the biggest thing is what the women in this community need to, well, not need to understand, but what they should start doing is if I'm so triggering, and if I cause you all this pain, then it's best for you in your best interest not to watch. Never mind me. Think about yourself. If it caused you that much turmoil and pain and stress, and you know, to the point where you're yelling and screaming at me to get your point across,
You're right.
it's
If
just
it really
best to
bothers
just
people,
not
they
come to
shouldn't
my
watch. You're right.
platform. I think it's just best for them not to come. And I don't
You're
know
right.
if I can say it any nicer than that.
Well,
Because
you're right. They absolutely shouldn't if it bothers them. But on the other hand, they can, and it can bother. You know what I mean? Like, we can't say
but
that
then,
someone isn't going to be super triggered, come, hate you, yell at you. They're technically allowed to do that. Like, you know what I mean? It just, not that
then
it's a great choice, but
I should be allowed to give them the smoke now.
you are. That's what I'm saying. You are. But they're also allowed to scream back. And you say you don't like when they scream, but if you scream, they're allowed to scream. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like even energy.
I mean, if we're having a conversation and then
Yeah.
you're elevating, not you
Yeah.
per se, but if we're having a
Yeah.
conversation, like right now, we're having a very,
Yeah.
very calm and collective, constructive
Yeah.
conversation. Would you agree?
Mhm.
Now, in the moment that you start raising your voice and start using profanity,
Mm-hmm.
that now you've crossed the line that I can, if I get into, I will be considered wrong. But nobody looks at the fact that you didn't cross the line first because, quote unquote, you have emotions. Well, I have emotions
But you're
too.
saying you would be considered, you're wrong, but no, not by everybody, by some people.
Well, I can only go off of this community and what I've faced in this community. So I mean, I think a lot of times when people answer these questions, they answer it uh, selfishly. And when I say selfishly, I mean
I know.
they answer it from their perspective.
Self-centeredly is what you mean.
Self-centeredly, that'd be the
Yes.
best word. They don't step back and look at the community and say, okay, this is how the community is responding. Because the community responds in the chat, right? So
Yes.
if they're not,
but you don't get a lot of hate in the chat.
People were mad.
I think what you're forgetting is the people that talk to you on panel and like the people you fight with is actually a smaller percentage than the subs. Most people don't interact with you maybe face to face who are your subs or other subs. So like, yes, when you say the community, you're thinking of the maybe creators or the people that interact with you. But if you step back and think about it, it's a smaller percentage than everyone else. So saying that that's how the community reacts may not be the case statistically. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
like, just think about it that way. Like, there's some of us who just watch and may not be offended if you yell back. I'm like, I don't care what tone of voice you have. Like, that doesn't bother me. I don't think it bothers a lot of people. But the problem is like the people you talk to feel like the community to you. Just remember that there's way more subs than there are people that interact necessarily.
Okay, I guess I'll keep that in mind. And then, they started coming at Julie, calling her a hamburger. I was like, why you
okay, that's funny.
It is funny.
That's such a stupid argument. It's funny.
Well, it's funny, but I was just like, why you gotta? Well, you can't tell her to do that.
I mean, come on. They got nothing else. They're telling her she's eating Big Macs. Come on, that's funny.
I ate a McRib today.
That exists still? Cool.
Oh yeah, it was here.
Not in Canada.
That's what I had for lunch.
So,
all right, I've got a good night.
On the bed?
I am so sleepy.
Okay, have a good night, Red. Sorry, I just like did my normal verbal diarrhea on your panel.
I love you all. Sherry, I love you too. I love my mods and my subs.
And the end of this, the conclusion is don't mess with Sherry. That's the message
Don't mess
from
with
today.
Sherry.
What happened to Sherry?
When you were up on panel, she was trying to defend you, and everyone was like, "You look stupid, Sherry," and saying stuff. And I was like, "Oh, you're lucky I saw the replay, because if I was live, I would have come for you, people. Don't you mess with Sherry. She has a pure heart."
Oh, thank you, Sherry, for taking up for me, because I know she was probably a lone soldier in there, right?
She was.
Fighting it all by
share
I
herself.
didn't even see her comments. They must have deleted them because I was watching the replay, and I was like, "Rude. Don't come for Sherry."
Mud, that's another thing. I always open up my panel for people to come talk to me. And they never come talk, but they go on the panel and try to say all these things. And it's like, you never even took the opportunity to have a conversation with me. Now, if the conversation go bad, it just go bad. It is what it is. But at least
some people only feel comfortable talking in packs.
Huh?
Some people only feel comfortable talking in like packs, like with backup, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Real.
I guess that makes sense. I just felt, yeah. Yeah.
All right, Low Red. It's tired. We're hijacking. Have a good night.
Yeah. You're gonna be fine, Real. We got you. You got a bunch of people supporting you. I'm going night. I love you all. I thank you for coming. It's been a great stream, in my opinion. I'm sorry we had to have one about this, but you know, if I had to be here, I'm glad I'm with y'all. Real, you go do your stream.
Good night,
I'm
Lil
gonna
Red.
watch your stream probably into my sleep.
All right.
All right. Bye, y'all.